Hey guys, my name is Will, and this is my first video that I've made, and I just wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about my Lyme's disease. I was just diagnosed about 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to talk about my story, I guess, and document my treatment as I go through this process, and talk a little bit about what I'm taking for treatment, and maybe this will help others who are in my situation and don't know um, what the first step should be as far as treatment for Lyme disease, and that there are options out there other than antibiotics. Anyways, my name is Will. I'm 21 years old. I'm a college student, or I was until I got sick and I had to move back home. But basically, I've been sick for a while. Since about September 2009, I've been having a lot of problems, and that's when I first realized that there was something really wrong with me. For I would say probably 3 or 4 years before that, I have just not been feeling great, but just kind of dismissed it as being that's just normal. And after a pretty stressful summer, I started having a lot of problems. Started off with some numbness and tingling in my left side of my body. My arms, my legs felt like there was a stabbing sensation, like my arm had fallen asleep almost. And shortly after that, I started having severe insomnia, which was not normal for me. I usually sleep like a log, and it's not a problem. And that was one of the things that really started getting bad. It got to the point where no matter what I did, I just could not sleep. I could not nap. And so after a couple weeks of that, I decided, okay, it's probably time to see a doctor. So I went back home to my parents' house, and I saw my doctor, and he ran a bunch of testing. Couldn't really figure out what was going on. Long story short, I saw about 15 doctors since last September. It's now June 2010. 15 doctors I've seen. I've seen cardiologists, neurologists, dozens of chiropractors. Uh, I've even seen a massage therapist, uh, general practitioners, you name it, even made a trip to the emergency room, and no one could figure out what was going on with me. Now, one of the things that really started getting bad later on was anxiety, because I didn't know what was wrong with me and I wasn't sleeping, and I would get these horrible anxiety attacks, and it was debilitating. And I had never had anxiety issues before, never had insomnia issues before, so it was new for me, and I just knew something was wrong. So the emergency room trip, had an MRI done of my brain, had a CAT scan of my chest to check my heart, and EKG, stress tests, all of the stuff. Came back that I was fine. They couldn't find anything wrong. They said you just need to deal with your anxiety, I guess, and there's nothing wrong with you. Just we recommend you see a psychiatrist. So at that point, I just knew something was wrong. I knew that there was something going on in my body, but I just couldn't accept that answer that it was all in my head. Later to find out that it really was. Anyways, that was probably about 2 months ago, and 3 weeks ago I went back to the doctor that I had originally seen in the beginning. He was my family doctor. He decided to do a Western blot blood test, and the test came back inconclusive for Lyme. And I guess that means that you could be exposed to Lyme, and according to the CDC, your test may be considered negative, although it's very possible you still have Lyme's disease. So we ran another test, urine PCR test. I took antibiotics for 6 days, and that test just came back positive for Lyme's disease. And so the diagnosis was clinical, but these tests were used to confirm the diagnosis. Now, since I would say February 2010, a lot of my problems have been getting worse, mostly neurologically. I haven't had painful joints really. I haven't had those sorts of issues that a lot of Lyme patients get. I never got a rash. I never remember getting bitten by a tick. I may have gotten flu-like symptoms, but not have related it to Lyme's disease. And so for me, the neurological symptoms have mostly been, one, the numbness and tingling in the arm and leg, the insomnia, a lot of neck pain, which has been really bad, headaches, unexplainable fevers, low grade usually, and more recently I've been having cognitive problems, difficulty thinking, difficulty remembering anything, no memory whatsoever, extreme fatigue. It's just, you can't imagine, and yet you just can't sleep no matter what you do. I lay there for hours and I just do not fall asleep. I can't nap anymore. I just can't. I had to take drugs to sleep because it's the only way I can get even 3 or 4 hours of sleep and be functional during the day. So along with that, I've also had something I like to call brain fog, which is just a feeling of everything in your head being slow, your thought process, your thinking, your word retrieval, writing. It even affects my vision to the point where things don't feel like they're real, or they don't have the same depth, or it's hard to explain, but it messes with your vision. And now that I've figured out what is going on with the Lyme, I started treatment, and a lot of the treatment for Lyme's disease is typically antibiotics. My doctor is a natural doctor. She's an MD. She's a Lyme literate doctor, but she believes that antibiotics are not necessary to treat Lyme, and in fact that antibiotics hurt your immune system and don't allow you to fully recover. And the people who do go through antibiotics, some of them have great success and never relapse, although I guess I haven't heard of any of those people. But the ones that I have talked to who have done the intravenous PICC line or the heavy-duty oral antibiotics just seem to take a long time to get better, and their suffering seems to be prolonged. Now, the alternative route is a little less common, and not many people really know about it, but I've decided to go this route after meeting some of my doctor's patients who have been healed, completely cured of their Lyme without the use of any antibiotics at all. So I decided to go this route. Now, I'm on about 20 different supplements under my doctor's advisement. I go once a week for a treatment called a pulsar treatment. It's basically a machine similar to something called a Rife machine, which basically uses electrical current that goes through your body, and it kills different organisms based on the frequency that the machine is using. And I was really skeptical at first going through, this process in the beginning, saying I can't believe that this would actually work. But I can tell you, after 3 weeks of the natural the supplements and this pulsar treatment, I am feeling horrible. And I know that seems like it should be the opposite, but I'm having horrible Herx reactions where I am killing off the Lyme so quickly, and just getting rid of it, getting it out of my body. I've also been doing a lot of detox things to help get rid of the toxins that are building up. So anyways, I am running out of time, but I will make another video, and I just want to let you guys know of my progress. Today has been a really rough day. I know I don't look that bad, but I feel really bad, and 3 weeks into treatment, I'm really just hoping I hit the bottom soon. So I will post another video soon going into more detail about the supplements I'm on. Hopefully that will help you guys. Anybody out there who's interested in treating this naturally, I don't know it all, but I can give you some advice and talk to you about some of the things that I've learned, and hopefully this was helpful. Thanks.